And now,
breaking news.
Ahoy, the news.
News
From the Weird
Wire.
news from the Weird Wire. Broad summer gives way to organ donor summer. Oh, we had a broad summer.
I prefer broad summer.
Yeah. Would you give up an organ to be able to see Charli XCX live? No, I wouldn't. If not, would you be willing to give up an organ when you no longer need it at some intermediate time in the future?
Probably not.
Yeah. The Way Out West Festival in Sweden is offering the chance to do just that with its Kidney Pass, a free ticket given to a registered organ donor. Well, it's one way to do her. This year, tickets to Way Out West sold out earlier than ever, reads a post on the festival's website. With no tickets left, the FOMO kicks in hard. People are saying they'd give up just about anything to get one. One phrase you often hear when tickets are gone. I'd give a kidney for a ticket.
I don't know that I've ever said that.
I haven't. So now you have a chance to get a 3-day pass just by signing up to the donation registry. Well, can you unsign up from the donation registry? Not very nice, but there are people like, I'm signing up. It's like that free trial offer on everything on the internet. Just forget to cancel your credit card payment.
Yeah.
Smuggling
I give them credit for the idea.
Yeah. Right, I'm with you. Totally. Smuggling marijuana through an airport is a bad idea. Smuggling an amount of marijuana that rivals the weight limit for checked bags is probably even a worse idea.
How'd they ever find it?
That didn't stop Alicia Ann Penheiro, who's accused of trying to sneak in nearly 60 pounds of pot in her luggage on a flight from Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. to Germany, where neither location, I believe, is legal. Right?
We have all sorts of marijuana in Europe. Why are you taking it there?
Well, I just had this. Got
Maybe
it.
understand if it was Germany to Dulles, but
So, Customs and Border Protection reports officers have discovered multiple vacuum-sealed packages across 2 suitcases with her name on it. She was then detained and brought to a secondary screening room where it was discovered that the packages contained a green leafy substance that field tested positive for marijuana. In all, 59 pounds, 4 ounces of weed were discovered across the 2 suitcases. Street value of $240,000. She faces felony narcotics charges, which sounds a lot less fun. Whether she was planning to do with that 60 pounds of pot in Germany, that's over.
I'm speaking way out of turn here.
Oh.
I'm just guessing that these sealed up packages don't come in quantities, say, under a pound, like specifically 12 ounces less than a pound. Did Alshia perhaps consume 12 ounces of this?
Well, maybe. How's that work? The reason behind this Canadian fire is awfully fishy. Ashcroft Fire Rescue in British Columbia reports that it responded to a blaze south of town and realized that the fire had been caused by a fish.
How?
Facebook post, the organization explains that the fish had been dropped from the talons of an osprey. I'm sure blame someone else. Onto the hydro line, causing embers to drop along with the fish to the dry grasses below. We do suspect by the size of the fish and the heat of the day probably caused the rather tired bird to drop its catch. lazy Canadian osprey. Or another suspicion could be that it's tired of raw fish and wanted to give it a good try. Ashcroft Fire Rescue jokes that the offending bird is being held in custody for questioning. The judge has not granted bail as suspect poses an extreme flight risk.
I would just assume that this wildfire burned hot enough that it would burn up the fish. How did they determine this?
Well, they couldn't explain anything. So they were... they were like, oh, maybe a fish was dropped out of the talons of a tired osprey. It was a hot day.
Not just an osprey, a tired one. I did see a eagle once hovering over the intersection of the Carnegie.
Yeah?
I'm like, why is that eagle just circling and circling and circling? Got to the intersection, there's a fish right in the middle of the intersection.
No kidding.
Like, that eagle just wants its lunch back.
You'd think up here we'd have a law. Like, hey, there's fish in the middle of the road and there's an eagle up there flying around. You got to stop and let him get his fish. It's coming. It'll be unanimous vote.
Could start a wildfire after all.
You know what kind of problems that'll cause? Crazy stories. It was a fish. That's what caused the fire. And if the grass underneath the electrical wires are that dry...
Maybe manage your forests better.
Right in the description. Is it dry grass in Canada?
A tired bird.
That's a terrible combination. That is news from the Weird Wire.